This occurs at a time when now 24 Republicans have announced they are not seeking re-election to the House. Among them, my next guest, North Carolina Republican Congressman Mark Walker. Congressman, good to have you.
Thanks, Neil. Always good to be with you.
Why aren't you running again?
Well, predominantly, our seat was turned over. It was now a district that Hillary Clinton won by 22 points. We looked at some other options, met with the president and the vice president in the Oval Office just last week, talked about some of those options. But right now, we think our time is best traveling throughout the state, helping a list or slew of candidates, and maybe preparing for 2022. The president, we feel like we have his support in doing that if we run for Senate in 2022. Still a little early, but that's kind of our goal over the next year.
So you're considering at least that in 2022?
We are, yes.
Okay. You know, it's interesting, too, Congressman, that 24 Republicans now, including yourself, have announced similar moves not to seek re-election in the House. We had a similar wave in the midterms who were not interested in running again, and we know what happened. Obviously, Democrats took over the House. Are you looking at something else, though, afoot here that you just see a blue wave, or how would you?
I don't know that I see a blue wave. I can tell you specifically in North Carolina, the president is trending up. I think the Democrats have had a huge role in that process with some of the outlandish behavior that they've seen, the American public has seen over the last few weeks. But I don't know specifically the House. A lot of it comes to redistricting and some of those things. And specifically for the guys, each individual, once they go home and start spending Thanksgiving or Christmas with family, sometimes, especially if you're at a retirement age, some of these folks actually think maybe it's time to transition back home.
Well, you're far from retirement age, so we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, but I did want to get your sense of the environment there. Now, I've talked to many of your Republican colleagues, Congressman, who say, you know, it really stinks being in the minority. You are powerless to do pretty much anything. Maybe that was in full view with the impeachment hearings and a host of other pieces of legislation you hope to advance, but you can't advance.
No, you're right. Even things that people don't see. I spent the first 4 years in the majority. Things like sharing room space, some of those things. The Democrats, I mean, they rule it pretty tough and kind of lock us out for bringing in our witnesses. I'm the ranking member on intelligence and counterterrorism. Even to try to find the balance there of trying to do some things just in the spirit of fairness is very difficult at times.
So, knowing now that this battle likely will end with the president being impeached in the House, if you had to advise your Senate colleagues, many of whom seem to favor a very quick process, maybe involving no witnesses at all, how do you feel about that?
Maybe I think there's an argument to be made for one or two witnesses. I think you can kind of show the absurdity of some of this. The Democrats, in my opinion, Neil, had a chance to kind of take the high road here by saying, listen, the call was bad. It was more of a bully tactic if you're looking at it from a Democratic perspective. But with their behavior in overshooting the runway to this level of saying that basically the president saying do us a favor is tantamount to being able to hold him for treason. I think it's a huge process, whether it's in the House or the Senate. I think the Senate, I would advise them to move swiftly, but don't block out everybody, because you can continue to show the absurdity of maybe calling a witness or two.
All right, we'll watch it closely. Congressman, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neil.